Hey everyone, it's Chet at the studio. I'm on the road today. So I'm actually up in Oxford, North Carolina. I'm here with a few gentlemen at the Masonic Home for Children, once again here in Oxford. I'm joined today with Mr. Kevin Otis, the administrator, Mr. Alvin Billings, who handles the annual funds. How are you gentlemen doing this morning?
Doing great, Chet. We had a great group of visitors today, so it's a nice day.
Well, thank you both so much for having me up here. I looked through the campus and wow, it is very reminiscent of where I went to college and with the foliage and the buildings and the history. It's very, to me, interesting. And I really do appreciate you having me up today to look around. All of the places we went to visit were just top notch. And I think what you do here is very important. So, with that being said, I'd like to give it back to you, Mr. Kevin, as the administrator. So, what is the general mission of the Masonic Home for Children?
There's children and families that are in troubled circumstances all across the state. And we invite the kids that would be appropriate for our level of care to come on in and for us to take care of all of their needs and to help them overcome their traumatic situations, be happy, and move on to be successful at whatever age of development they are. We work with children from age birth to young adults through the age of 22. We just started a community support center, which is helping other organizations be able to do their services by providing them the office space. But as we do that, everybody collaborates together to help families that come forward that we find out about, and then also to help out their own families and their own situations. So everybody's able to expand their services because of the collaboration and the resources that we provide. So it's a new program, and we're very excited.
As for you, Mr. Alvin, what exactly is your role?
Annual giving officer is to promote the monthly recurring gifts to expand to where it can help cover the operating costs. We do wills and estates and donations is what keeps us afloat. We'd love to have you as a supporter.
Giving, everyone, it's important. There are some folks out there who are not as fortunate. We've all been there in our life. If we haven't, we're very blessed and lucky. But to give back, it's really something, as I always say, is not just a labor of love, but something that's necessary to keep society going. Back to you, Mr. Kevin. With the program here, I think some listeners are wondering, well, how do I get involved? How does this all start? Where do I go? So if you don't mind elaborating on that, I'd appreciate it.
Well, there's all kinds of different ways that you can be involved in the children's home. Number one, if you're a family who's having difficult situation, you're homeless, impoverished, grandparents who now have to take care of your grandchildren, you're unfortunately living in a violent neighborhood, or the kids are being bullied at school, you can bring the children here and we can help take care of them, co-parent with you to make sure that we're meeting the children's needs and addressing the things that they need to do to move forward, and work with you to make that happen while you address any of the issues that you may have going on in your own family. Or if you know of anybody, send them our way, because we're not charging folks for the services. When we do get DSS wards, we get a modest amount of room and board that doesn't come close to covering the cost of care. We go ahead and we provide all that, including our young adults. If you know of a young adult, age 18, 19, who's struggling, they can come and be with us, and we can help them out in a number of different ways. Continue their education, whatever that is, help them become gainfully employed and learn how to be good employees, help them learn all the independent living skills like setting and living by your budget, doing your taxes, all those kinds of good things. And then we even help through our partners like Wheels for Hope to get them their first transportation, their first vehicle, which you all know how important that is to be independent. The other way that people can help is to come and be an employee. We're currently hiring for maintenance personnel to come on in. We hire married couples, and they come and they live in the cottage, work 20 days on and 10 days off. They provide everything for the children in their care at their developmental stage, including meal preparation and getting them to all the soccer games and all that good kind of stuff. And it's a very interesting working relationship in that the house parents make their family part of the experience. And we have some limitations to that. We can't have any more than 2 dependent children living within the cottage. We don't allow dogs and cats to be in the cottage because that would be where the meal preparation is. And then we're also at other conditions that come up that make it very unique. Otherwise, visit our home. Come on homecoming on October 12th. I will tell you more about that in just a minute, but look on our webpage and find ways to get involved. You can volunteer, you can make a gift, you can invite us to come to your church, your groups, to go ahead and talk about what we're offering and answer people's questions, because it's pretty cool.
I'll add to that. With the Children's Home, you can go online, you can see our finances, you can see what we're doing as a 501c3. But again, mhc-oxford.org, inquire with us. And again, like Kevin said, come visit us. Invite us out for a presentation. We do them all the time. I don't know how many times a week we actually go out, but it's all about taking care of the children.
Taking care of the kids. It's people have said since I was a child, children are the future, and it's true. It's how you're going to make the future society is how the children at this point are being taught and led to be leaders and independent thinkers and things of that nature. There are several activities and programs you have here. I think for some people, when they hear of a children's home, they think that, it's just some kids that get dropped off and then whatever happens, happens. That just might be a misconception that some people may have.
Well, it all starts with their basic needs, because if a child has food insecurity, they're not going to do very well in school. So we take care of all that, including their medical needs, to help out the child in whatever they need. And then we want to get them involved. And part of that belonging is being in the family of care that we have here on this campus. Not only do we have several small cottages where everybody engages together, but we also have this whole campus where we have special activities where different lodges and groups, they come forward and they'll provide lunch, or they'll provide an activity, a crafting activity, or help our kids do performance activities, all those kinds of things. And then obviously through the school, we're helping our kids get tutoring. You can only imagine a lot of children who are in difficult situations get moved from point A to point B, and that usually involves moving schools. And here we can provide that stability for them. And in that stability, we also provide tutors to help not only work on their homework, which that's not the big deal, but teach them math, help them have scientific lessons that are in the summertime, help them to go ahead and read and write and do all the things that they need to be successful. We also help them get their driver's license and do driver's education. We help prepare them to become employees. We have little jobs that we call kids earn jobs for the younger kids here on campus, which is taking care of their recycling, helping out with food service, helping out in the garden, helping out in the print shop. All these things are taking place. Also, we want our kids to be involved in wholesome extracurricular activities, and that includes a number of things. Our kids are involved in all the school sports and doing well. In the last couple of years, 2 of our young men finished in the top 10 in state wrestling in North Carolina. They're in band, they're in Girl Scouts, they're in DMLA, they're in all kinds of good, wholesome activities, along with all the good things and the positive interactions that are taking place on campus. I'll tell you this, I'll walk on campus after school and all of a sudden I hear a lot of noise, and the noise is laughter, and it's the kids playing outside. I go through a lot of neighborhoods and I don't see kids outside playing. One of the most important things, especially for some of our kids who in their traumatic situations have had to become the person that takes care of their younger siblings or sometimes even their own parent, they get to have these wonderful experiences and get to have these memories created, these positive memories, and they get to be a kid and not have to be the person that's making the decisions and following through with everybody. It's really important what we're doing.
It is important. It's very important. And the work is just incredible. I had the honor and privilege of having a tour today and just seeing the programs that you offer and the reach and the abilities it's giving children to be successful in the future really is inspiring. And that's the main purpose of this cast. Everybody knows it's motivational inspiration. And this is inspirational, everybody. This is really where it all starts, once again, with children and building that strong base so that one day they become successful leaders and productive members of society. Before we wrap up, let's go back to where usually is the beginning. But you just celebrated earlier this year, I believe in February, your 151st anniversary since this home was established. That is a long time. That's a very long time. What has the Masonic Home for Children done for that 151 years to maintain the standard, still be around, and make positive impacts on children's lives?
Let me put it in perspective on how old that is. It's older than Vicks Vapor Rub. We're older than the Wright Brothers flight. We're older than Brad's Drink, the predecessor for Pepsi. We're older than Pisgah National Forest. And I think we're older than the Biltmore Estate. Because we started out as a college before we were an orphanage before the Civil War, there's always been a strong emphasis on educational supports and educational success. Vocation, even for our little kids having jobs on campus and those being employed in the community. Recreation, whether it's through school sports or the recreation we do here on campus, in our pool, in our gym, on our playgrounds, all that stuff. And a strong spiritual development. And that doesn't have to be different than how you practice. We want to make sure that we're maintaining that with the family and how they practice spiritually and develop upon that when kids don't have that core within them.
That was very well said. And the sincerity here, Mr. Kevin, Mr. Alvin, this is their passion. What's the best way to reach out to the Masonic Home for Children, Oxford?
Give us a call, 919-693-5111. Get on our webpage, and you can email us. You can email me at kotis@mhc-oxford.org and put out there whatever questions or whatever thoughts you have, and we can follow up on that. One way you can do real easy to come out here and learn about this is come to our event we call Homecoming, and it's October 11th and 12th. Friday night, our barbecue teams start cooking. And while they're cooking, we're going to have a band. Brightest Light is going to be performing. There'll be some ice cream and some other goodies that the folks can go ahead and enjoy. And then the next day, Saturday, October 12th, we've got a shrine parade that steps off on campus. It's cool. It's an on-campus parade. They step off at 11 o'clock, and you'll get to see a bunch of the clubs entertain you on campus. Right after that, the barbecue pit will open. And for a donation, we'll give you a plate, and you can go to any of our probably 20 teams and sample their barbecue. We'll have sides. And right after that, as everybody's enjoying their lunch, Corey Lucian and the Traveling Blues Band will perform. You get to experience it. It's our way of saying thank you. I encourage you to go ahead and either reach out or go ahead and come on out.
I would love to come back when you have your events and see if we can do something with that as well. I want to thank Mr. Kevin Otis, Mr. Alvin Billings for having me out here at the Masonic Home for Children of Oxford. And with that, I'll see you soon.